to my body now.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Drunk Blonde Podcast with your host, James St. John Smythe. And today we'll be discussing what is quite possibly, what is generally accepted as the worst James Bond movie of them all, Die Another Day. But is it? Is it the worst? I don't know. Maybe. But that's what we're going to discuss today. Is this the worst or is it not? Today I'm drinking a watermelon margarita. Hello. Now I've had several margaritas on this show. Regular, peach margarita, strawberry margarita maybe. The problem, I made watermelon margaritas about a year ago. Tasted good, I just didn't taste the watermelon. And there's so much water in that melon, that's probably why they call it watermelon, that it like watered down my drink. So I wasn't a big fan of it, and then I looked up, so I pureed watermelon, and I put it on the stove, I reduced it by a half, and added sugar, so it was like a watermelon syrup, then I added that. You know, it's delicious, don't get me wrong, but I don't expect you to do all this. To fucking slice up a watermelon yourself and de-seed it, and puree it, and reduce it, and then add, it's like, goddamn, I have a family that needs me. I'll just have a regular margarita. It might not be as good, but I'll still get drunk from it, and I won't have to fucking take time off of work. So, I get it if you don't make this one. But it is very good. Watermelon margarita. Got a big party at the house tonight, so that's what I'm making. And it'd be rude of me as a host to not, sample out what I'm serving to the people. This is for their own good. So I'm getting a little tipsy during the day for this. Die Another Day, 2002. Lee Tamahori was the director. And this came out on the 40th anniversary. Pierce just was a cash cow, the best since Connery. GoldenEye went gangbusters. Tomorrow Never Dies did great. World's Not Enough did great. Let's keep it going. Die Another Day. Let's keep topping ourselves. And we get this shit show. But let's go over it. So we start out with a gun barrel. A bullet gun barrel. The bullet comes whizzing at your face. I don't know if you noticed. It's kind of hard to see. But it happened. And yeah, obviously I'm not crazy about it. I'm very particular about my gun barrels. And don't fuck with the formula. So we got to our pre-title sequence. Let's talk about that PTS. So Bond surfs into North Korea, posing as Van Bierk. And tell you what, dude, Bond is a hell of a surfer. He's getting radical all over North Korea. There's 3 of them surfing in. He knocks out this Van Bierk guy that was going to deliver some shit to, somebody. And takes his glasses, too. That's not nice. That's not legal. That didn't belong to you. Don't do that. Don't steal things that don't belong to you. And the guy that he's meeting is Tan Sun Moon. And he's illegally trading weapons for diamonds for whatever reason. And he studied at Oxford and Harvard. He's well-versed. Don't worry. And he majored in Western hypocrisy, he says. Isn't that cute, making fun of the West? Because the East have it all figured out, right? Well, a land of luxury, of freedom over there, huh? Western hypocrisy. And the henchman Zhao realizes that Bond is actually a British agent. He's not Van Bierk at all. He's fucking James. It's card sense. You know what I mean? So there's a fight that ensues, and Bond blows up the diamonds everywhere. And they have a fight on a hovercraft. The hovercrafts are so that they can go over the minefields in between North and South Korea. I don't know. I think it's just an excuse to have a hovercraft fight. The fight's okay. The CGI is really horrible. The green screen behind them, it just looks so fake. And they'd come a long way with CGI and all that, so I don't know why it looks so bad. But heed my words, it does look bad. And I don't know, Tan Sun Moon drops off the waterfall and Bond gets saved by the bell, a little pun he makes. And apparently Tan Sun Moon is dead, which obviously upsets his father, Sun Young Moon. I don't know what his name is. I'm just going to call him Sun Young Moon because that's a Seinfeld reference. The Reverend Sun Young Moon. And he's not happy about it, so he takes Bond hostage, and they start torturing him. And I don't like any of this torture. I don't like what they do to Bond at all. Someone should be in there and be like, hey, y'all be careful, man. This guy's like crazy good looking. You don't want to mess up his face. You do whatever you want to the rest of his body, but don't you damage that face. And that cuts to the title sequence and the song. The pre-title sequence is fine, I guess. Again, like the CGI is bad. But I don't know. It's an okay action sequence. It's like not even middle of the road. I'd say it's like right underneath middle of the road. It's whatever. It's fine. And we cut to the title sequence in the song, Die Another Day by Madonna. And Bond's being tortured throughout the whole title sequence. And so am I, because that song is real bad. I mean, what can you say about Die Another Day, the song? There's not much to say. Well, Madonna's a whore. We could just start there, if you want. She's a whore. That's number one. Bad person. She had sex with an entire sports league. The whole NBA. She banged them all. What else? She's not nice to waiters. I would imagine. I mean, that hasn't been confirmed, but I would imagine that. I don't know how these rumors get started because I've never heard them. But she is a whore and she's a bad human being. But during all great tragedies throughout history, people tend to unite. And that's no different with Bond fans. All those fans of different movies, Thunderball fans, Thunderball haters, Dalton lovers, Dalton haters. Did Dolly have braces? Did she not? Codename Theory supporters, Codename Theory deniers. We can all unite in times like this under one moniker. Madonna's a whore. And doesn't that make you feel good? Huh? Feels good to be on the same page, doesn't it? She was actually at GoldenEye, right before I went for my honeymoon, and she was celebrating her birthday. Of course, the pictures didn't look like GoldenEye, but that's what the article said or whatever. And boy, oh boy, if I was at the resort while Madonna was there celebrating her birthday, oh my God. I'd have been having some cocktails around the pool. Hey, what's going on tonight? Hey, man, Madonna having her birthday tonight. And I said, oh, really? And I would have went back to my room, fixed myself a drink. I would have been on the patio, just scheming, hatching plans. And my wife would have come out and said, what's going on? What's on your mind? Sabotage. And I would have burnt that resort to the ground so that Madonna couldn't enjoy her, I'm assuming by the look of her face, 98th birthday. I would have destroyed that birthday. And I still think about it from time to time. Ruining her birthday. Still makes me feel good, even though it didn't even happen. Sometimes after dinner, I'll skip dessert and just think about ruining Madonna's birthday. That's as sweet a nectar as any chocolate or sugar cane you'll ever have. The idea of ruining Madonna's 100th birthday. A full century she is. Good for her. And 3 cheers for her. Bad song. Don't like it. It's an insult to Bond fans. It's horrible. Although I can do a little dancing to it. When I'm by myself, I guess I'll die another day. I do a little dance. Only when I'm by myself. So that's just between us. But it's still my least favorite Bond song. That and Quantum of Solace, those are pretty bad. What were we talking about? Die Another Day? Yeah, we cut back to the movie. And Pierce is all tortured for 14 months. He looks like shit, man. And he's taken out of his cell. I don't even know why they're torturing him, actually. Like for funsies? In case they get someone that actually has information. They just want to practice on Bond. The general is like, I don't condone what they do here. It's like, well, you are in charge, man. You're a general, right? I've been calling you general. You could just tell them to stop. I don't know. I don't know how things are run in North Korea if they listen to orders, but I feel like chain of command is big over here. So if you just give them the word, you could stop all this, asshole. And the general starts talking about his son and how much he loved him or whatever. I don't know what he was talking about. And Bond's just like, can you just kill me? I'd rather you kill me than listen to you groan on and on about your dumb dead son that I killed. I don't care. And apparently Tan Sun Moon had an ally in the West, and that's what they want to know from Bond. I guess that's why they were torturing him. But he wasn't working with the West, so who cares? I was a little confused by that. But I quickly moved on. So they release Bond, they trade him for Zhao, that henchman from the beginning. And Michael Madsen, the dude that's, the American guy, it's like, boy, look at him, you'd think he's some kind of hero. It's like, well, he did save the world, 600 times. That might qualify as being a hero. He stopped Dr. No and Spectre countless amount of times. Operation Thunderball, ever heard of it? Is that in your files, sir? The Scaramanga energy crisis. Stromberg and Drax were going to knock out the whole planet and start a new race. He saved everyone from that. Max Zorn was out of his goddamn mind. Trevelyan was going to fucking nuke London. Elliot Carver, should I go on? He is kind of a hero. I mean, now if you'd say he looks like shit in those baggy pants, then I'll give you that. I don't like Bond wearing baggy pants at all. Remember those baggy pants from Dr. No that he wears? Those little pajama pants? I don't like those either. You think I forgot about those pants? I've not. I think about them every day. So Bond gets back to the good side, and it's just this awkward greeting, you know. He's like, hi, guys, I'm back. Been 14 months. Who do I see about getting a shave, perhaps? A haircut? I need a well-tailored suit. I desperately need a cocktail, a martini. And I need about 6 women. And I mean now, or I'm going to lose it. So they bring him into the hospital, and they're like going through his whole body to see, I don't know, what he has inside him. A lot of STDs, venom. And like as it's fading out, you just hear the doctor go, the liver's not too good. It's definitely him then. Just gotta throw that joke in there. So M's like pissed that they lost Zhao. And they suspected him of giving them information. I can't remember what reason. It was like some signal came from North Korea and they thought Bond was giving out information. I don't know. And he suspends his 00 status. And Bond's like, I was set up in the first place, so fuck all y'all. It wasn't me. If I had it my way, you'd still be in North Korea. You're no use to anyone now. It's like, well, how's that supposed to make me feel? And M's like, with the drugs they gave you, you wouldn't even know what you did or didn't say. And Bond's like, lady, those drugs, that's child's play. I do those drugs on a Wednesday, all right? Those wouldn't even qualify as my weekend drugs. So come back to me when you got the real deal. I didn't say shit. And Bond's like, well, goddamn, I'm just like left out to dry here. So they're checking on him, and he just stops his own heart. That's a true thing. He stops his own heart, and they try to save him, and then like he like does those electric, I can't remember what those stupid things are called in the movies when you're trying to clear, you know, those things. And yeah, stops his heart and just like kicks some doctor's ass and leaves. So, but I tell you what, your wife ever start yelling at you so much that you just stop your own heart so you don't have to listen to it anymore? Just, and she's like, wait, honey, are you listening to me? Listen to my story about Shelley and the supermarket fiasco of yesterday. Is your heart beating? No, just let me die. Anyway, yeah, he breaks out of that hospital, and the smoke show doctor, of course she's hot, like is like oddly into it. And the doctors don't even do anything when he's leaving. They're just like, oh, well, he got away, and it's not really my job to, I'm not really working security here. I'm working like the medical team, so fuck it, right? Yeah, and he just walks away, just swims to another shore. And he goes to some hotel. I guess he stays out a bunch because he knows the guy that works there and has his own tailor come in. He has his own tailor in Hong Kong who sends him like 12 shirts. So, you know, he's got that going for him. And he goes up to his room and some masseuse comes in. Her name is Peaceful Fountains of Desire. That's true. She comes in and turns out she's fucking treacherous. And her and Chang, the concierge or whatever, are spying on him. And anyway, they know where Zhao is. So tell him like he's in Cuba. It's like, alright, so y'all get the fuck out. Unless you want to actually give me a massage, because I could use one. I don't know, those North Korean torture devices put a couple of knots in my shoulder. So I could use a massage. So Bond goes to Cuba, where Zhao is. Meets with some cigar dude. And tell him about, I don't know, gene therapy or some bullshit. He does look at the Birds of the West Indies by James Bond book. Which was, you know, obviously the basis for the name James Bond. What Fleming read way back when. Well, that's some entertaining reading, huh? Just a book about birds, bird spotting. Boy, pre-internet must have just sucked, huh? You're reading about how to spot different birds. You know how difficult that must be? So anyway, he goes to some bar and meets with Jinx. She's coming out of the water. I'm getting some like Man with the Golden Gun like novel vibes here. Because I know he goes to this bar and Man with the Golden Gun and like he's being a dick, Scaramanga is. And I think it's in Cuba. I could have that wrong. But I don't know. I'm getting some Man with the Golden Gun vibes. That's just for you to know. I don't know if anyone's ever read that book. It's his last book, but, you know, that's what I thought anyway. So Jinx and Bond start making a million puns about, I don't know, dicks and birds and drinks. And they're like, are we done yet? Can we go have sex? So they go have sex. And does he know that she's in SA? Like, the cigar guy never even mentioned her, and neither did anyone in China, so is this just a happenstance meeting? I have no idea. I just do know that this sex scene is, like, oddly graphic. Like, they show a lot. Everything but insertion. And then she just pulls out a fucking knife That's not good. I'm like, what is she going to do? And she starts peeling fruit and eating it, and then they start fooling around again, and Bond's like, oh, okay, can you give me the knife, please? Let's put this over here. And then you start rolling around everywhere, like fucking again. And it's like, dude, there's a knife in the bed. Y'all are going to roll over and get stabbed. You're going to get hurt. I hate to be the prude here, but hey, Sinja Spice likes the kinky stuff as much as the next fella. But you take knives and guns out of the bedroom, okay? Out of the marital bed. I can't recommend that to my listeners. The watermelon margarita, I'll recommend that. Bringing guns and knives to bed while you're having sex, I can't. I just can't. Sorry. That's just the line I won't cross. Kinky Cuban sex, man. So Bond wakes up the next morning after his ravenous lovemaking, and Jinx is leaving. He sees her outside. So he goes to that dude from the bar earlier who was being a dick and just punches him in the face. I think he has some sort of ID that he needs. I can't even remember what the connection was. But he punches him in the face, knocks him out unconscious, and wheelchairs him into like the gene therapy clinic to find Zhao. Now, like, Bond punches him one time in the face. He rolls him out of his hotel room, gets on a boat, goes all the way to this health clinic, and he's just rolling him around this clinic. That's like hours of being unconscious from one punch to the face. Good lord. This guy might be dead. So Jinx kills this doctor that's doing gene therapy, whatever. This doctor is like so over-the-top evil. He's like, yes, we do the gene therapy from orphans, runaways, people who won't be missed. I think myself as an artist. It's like, Jesus. So Jinx murders him. And Bond finds Zhao in that life mask thing, getting his appearance altered. And Bond's like, ugh, creepy. And he wakes up and they start getting into fights, throwing scalpels at each other. Scalpels. And after that, Jinx sees him and is like, James! And he should be asking, like, Jinx, what the fuck are you doing here? I thought you were just that random girl I banged last night. Why are you in this health clinic with a gun? And Zhao escapes on a chopper. And Jinx CGI jumps off this cliff, which is just horrible looking. Looks like a cartoon character. And she leaves in a boat. But meanwhile, in that fight with Zhao, Bond got some, he tore his necklace off of him just because he liked it. And turns out there was some conflict diamonds in there with the Graves Diamonds logo on it. So there's a lead. That's fun. Apparently Gustav Graves discovered diamonds in Iceland identical to conflict diamonds. So, I don't know. Bully for him. And we cut to Michael Madsen from America. I don't even think we ever get his name. But Michael Madsen's pissed that Bond escaped. You were supposed to throw away the key. So I guess he still hasn't glanced at Bond's file yet. I tell you, I don't like when they villainize Americans in these movies. I really don't. I got too much American pride, all right? He's all pissed, like he shows up in Cuba, torches a clinic. Are you really going to sit there and tell me that you give a shit about a Cuban health clinic blowing up? You don't. You look me in the eye, Michael Madsen, and remember, God's watching, and you tell me you care about that Cuban health clinic. You don't. Sorry. Like, behind him, they got the American flag, a revolver, a football player, and, like, it's like a statue. It looks like almost like an Oscar or something. That's what we think of Americans. Just football, patriotism, and then a gun. So, Bond flies over to, I guess, London? Back to London, yeah. Oh, Roger Moore's daughter serves him a martini on the plane. That's a fun fact. Boy, it took a while to have a fun fact, but there you go. There's a fun fact. Hey, you having fun yet? That's pretty fun. I mean, you want to talk about fun. Roger Moore's daughter. Huh? So, he lands there, and Gustav takes a parachute down with a Union Jack, a little spy who loved me nod. And he's having a little press conference down there. He's apparently getting knighted by the Queen. Now, Gustav Graves is 10 Sun Moon. He got his appearance changed. Spoiler alert. He's been there 14 months. He's already getting knighted. Seems a little extreme. And he's already like a celebrity after 14 months. And Bond's just like, fuck it. I'm going to sword fight him. So, yeah, they go to Graves' club, and Madonna's there. Now, that's also not a joke. Madonna is there, makes a cameo. She's like the instructor or whatever bullshit. Madonna, I tell you what, man. You stay out of my goddamn Bond movie. I'm not going to say it again. That's a warning. If you pop up in a Bond movie again, I will actually sabotage one of your birthdays. All right? Whenever you turn 140 this year. So they make a bunch of like dick puns, and she mentions something about Miranda Frost winning the gold in Sydney by default. Her opponent overdosed on steroids. That's just, that's fun. That's a fun overdose. I've overdosed on many things. I've never overdosed on steroids. That sounds like a kick. So Bond and Gustav start fencing. Gustav beats him on the first two, and he's like, let's up the wager. He's like, I picked this up in Cuba. Shows him his diamond. Look like conflict diamonds, don't they? And Gustav's like, oh, motherfucker. Since we're up in the wager, let's up the weapons. And Bond is like, oh, I fucking love it. Let's do this, bro. So they just start, no mask, no protection, just start swinging with like medieval knight swords. I just would have loved like the first shot, like, oh dear, I just chopped his head off. Whoops. So they just start going absolutely berserk on each other all over this club. They destroy the entire club. It's my favorite scene of the movie. It's so great. They're scaring all the members. They break out samurai swords. I mean, they're just trying to murder each other. And then they fall into this fountain, and Miranda Frost is like, that is enough. I'm like, oh, when was it enough? Just now? Where were you like 30 minutes ago? This is insane. So, of course, as you do, Gustav's like, oh, you beat me, Mr. Bond. How about you come to a demonstration of my new whatever in my lair? I mean, my house. So Bond's like, sure. And he's like, Miranda, make the arrangements. Okay, yeah, sure. Once I've smoothed things over with the club. Because this is going to take a while. Because I'm not sure if y'all want to take a little tour of this place, but y'all just destroyed like millions of dollars worth of things. So it's going to take me a while. After that, though, yeah, I'll send Mr. Bond a goddamn invitation. Could I expect the pleasure of you in Iceland, Miss Frost? I'm afraid you'll never have that pleasure, Mr. Bond. And Pierce's reaction to that is, I think, the funniest thing in the movie. I'm afraid you'll never have the pleasure, Mr. Bond. Ooh. I can't explain it. You gotta go look it up. It's a good one. So, M reinstates Bond. And she says, you need to investigate more on Gustav Graves. And Bond's like, oh, you think so, Doctor? What other brilliant plans do you have? No shit. You tried to kill me. So they talk about Gustav Graves, gene therapy, and all this stuff, and how the diamonds are the conflict diamonds that he saw in North Korea. Something about how he's like super politically connected. Again, like he's been there for 14 months. How connected could he be already? I don't understand this. And then we just cut to MI6 being attacked. Bond's roaming around the halls. Moneypenny's dead. Bond saves the day. But no, guys, it's just virtual reality. It's the millennium. Technology is an interesting thing. It's up and coming, they say. So he meets with Q, or R, whatever you want to call him. And they go through all the old gadgets. You know, you got the Octopussy Gator and the jetpack and Rosa Kleb's shoe. I don't know why Q would have Rosa Kleb's shoe. That seems like a Spectre gadget. But that's neither here nor there. And he gets his new car, the Aston Martin Vanquish. It can turn invisible, guys. Don't worry. An invisible car. Isn't that fun? And M meets with Miranda Frost, so it turns out she's working for MI6, investigating Graves. And she says, I have found nothing on him. He looks pretty clean to me. It's like, well, I don't think you're looking super hard. So she's to kind of team up with Bond in Iceland at Gustav's Ice Palace, whatever. Let's take a little break for the advertising. Let's see. Murder for Hire, folks. Oh, just not even the name of the company. It's just Murder for Hire. Got a little problem you want to disappear? Direct message Drunk Bond Pod on Twitter and get the 800 number to contact Murder for Hire. Not just limited to murders, we'll bust up some legs, break arms, thumbs, or kidnap a family member for ransom to get whatever you need. And we're very discreet. Not like these mouthy murderers, earning a 5-star rating from Murderers Anonymous. That's good. And if you mention this podcast, receive a 10% discount. That's Murder for Hire. Have your problems disappear forever. Okay. Well, I guess I could be accessory now to a lot of murders. I'd prefer not to be. I mean, I'm not doing the murdering. I have nothing to do with it. But if you do need them, yeah, sure, message me. Bond news. Not really any Bond news, but the 60th anniversary. I'm recording this the week before the 60th anniversary. So I listened to the Bond 25 album today. The London Philharmonic, whatever, did it. It was wonderful. The music documentary comes out on the 5th. I think they're going to stream that concert they're doing for Bond too. And I'm planning on just having movies all week this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm kind of in the mood for like every Bond actor's debut. And I may on the actual day, the 5th, watch Dr. No, since that's the movie that that was the first one. So, yeah. A good old-fashioned marathon like the old days, huh? They had an auction this week, which was just insane. I love that the Octopussy egg, other than a couple of cars, got the most. It was like 300-something grand the Octopussy egg went for, which is just fantastic. I need to call my bank before bidding on those things, because that is unbelievable how much money they got. They also dedicated one of the stages at Pinewood to Sean Connery. You got the Sean Connery stage over there. It's been pretty fun. They got more stuff than I thought they'd have. What else? Macallan just announced that they're releasing Bond's 60th anniversary scotch. It's $1,007 for a bottle. Get it? 1,007. That's cute, isn't it? So now I got to come up with $1,000 for that shit. And I just saw today that Bollinger was releasing a 60th anniversary Bond champagne, and they're only making 25 of them. Each comes in like a little case. 25 bottles. You know how much each bottle is? It's close to $9,000. Boy, the Bond franchise is just so accessible, isn't it? Good Lord, guys. I mean, the scotch I could see. Like, if you're into scotch, you love a scotch, you love Bond, $1,000 bottle, special occasion drinks. Okay, you could have like 20 special occasion drinks. But the Bollinger, dude, you open that up, you got to finish it. And that's 4 glasses of champagne, and that's it. That's $9,000 down the shitter. The Macallan, that'll last you a year. For special occasions, you have like one little drink with a friend or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to buy that one because I don't like appreciate scotch, but that I can see for $1,000. A bottle of champagne for $9,000? Go fuck yourself. So that's not really getting my endorsement, is it? But, if you got 10 grand lying around and you like truly don't care about it, then go buy those and let me know how it is. So back to the movie. We're going to Iceland. I'm going to Iceland. And they're greeted by Mr. Kill. That's the henchman's name, Mr. Kill. You think the producers at the meeting, when they're writing it, were like, all right, next henchman, what are we going to call him? And one of the writers was like, how about we call him Kill? And the producer was like, God damn it, that is fucking brilliant! Jesus! Yes, Mr. Kill! Yes! What is your name again? Boy, promotion coming your way. Mr. Kill. Now there's a name to die for. And Jinx is getting there too. I don't know how Jinx shows up, but she does. I mean, she wasn't invited, but whatever. She's good looking, so I guess she can get in. And Bond walks in. Miss Frost, a palace of ice. You must feel right at home. Oh, this layer is ridiculous. Now, there have been some crazy layers in the past, but this is the dumbest shit. It's just made of ice. How do you even build this place? Think about the logistics. You ever see those ice sculptors, like, on the street? It takes them hours to, like, do some stupid angel that no one cares about. This thing is, like, 60,000 square feet. Like, who's making this? And who's staying there? It's freezing. Literally freezing. You gotta go to sleep with a ski jacket on. Just half all the guests every morning are just frozen to death. I mean, this doesn't make any sense, man. So anyway, they have like an ice party that night, which sounds fun. And some evil guy shows up. It looks like a fucking Jedi. And it's Zal, and he's meeting with Graves, so they're in cahoots, in case you didn't know. A lot of smoldering looks at each other. Gustav Graves gives way too many smoldering looks throughout the whole movie. And I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. It makes me uncomfortable. Okay? Now just back off. And they're like, something about Bond. Has he recognized you? I've been this close to him and he didn't know who I really was. Like an inch from Zal's face. And he's like, okay, thank you. You don't have to actually get close to me to tell me that. I've been this close to him. No, you could just tell me I've been very close to him and he didn't see who I was. You don't have to get in my personal fucking space. What are we, dating? My boyfriend now? Back off, dude. And yeah, he reveals to the audience, I guess, at this point that he's Tan Sun Moon. So, cool. Good for him. Well, I mean, if they know who Bond is and all this, why even invite him to this party? I mean, he doesn't seem too worried when he first meets him in London. Like, that's the guy who fucked everything up in North Korea. Once you slap eyes on him, dude, it's over. Like, we need to get rid of this guy, and I mean now. But, I don't know. They don't take my advice. No villain ever takes my advice, so they don't do it. So they deserve what's coming to them. So we get like an Icarus demonstration. That's like his big project. and it's like they use like solar energy on areas to provide year-round sunshine for crop development. So it's all, it's all about the crops, guys. I'm just so happy that we get to have crops all year round. That's the big message of this movie. Crops are important. And they're using diamonds for it. I don't know why they have to use diamonds for it. There's like one line that kind of explains why diamonds are relevant, but like I rewinded it one time and I didn't really understand, and I just moved on. So I don't know why they need diamonds for this. Much like I didn't know why they needed diamonds in Diamonds Are Forever for that satellite. But apparently diamonds in space is like just an awesome thing for villains. They love it. They just don't really explain why it's necessary. But whatever. So he gives his big speech about Icarus. I give you Icarus! And after he's done, he's like, and now let us brighten this night with our inner radiance. Now that is a line. I want to start using that anytime I go out with my friends at night. We go out, go have dinner, and then we go to the bar after that, and I just say, and now let us brighten this night with our inner radiance. Like, that is something. I'm stealing that. Don't tell Gustav, but I'm stealing that. So, Bond infiltrates the the command center, like where they're doing the diamond shit, and I don't know what else, but it's like his little, it's like their office. And they spot him fairly quickly. And Miranda comes up to him and makes out with him right away to like make everyone think, oh, okay, Bond must be cool because Miranda's with us. So everything's cool. And now he knows that she's working for MI6. Are we still being watched? Oh, no, they left ages ago. So they go to Bond's room and just start banging, which seems unnecessary. Like, wait, James, the whole reason for this was like to get you out of trouble there, and we left to go to your room together, like to keep up the charade, but now you're entering me. Why are we having sex? And Bond's like, because it's because we gotta trick them, but we're in private. No one can see us right now. Why are you having sex with me? I don't. I'll tell you. I'm a 00, okay? And I do things that don't make sense sometimes, but you just have to trust me. So just lay back. So Jinx gets into that little center too, and she's caught by Graves fairly quickly too. They catch these people pretty quick. And Zhao comes to her too, and they like electrocute her, and it's so stupid. Now this is the point. Now we're at. I looked it up. We're at 1 hour and 21 minutes of a 2 hour and 12-minute movie. This is when it turns to shit. So we're pretty well past the halfway point. Like the credits roll around 2:08. So we're about 55-60% into this movie. I'm having a good time. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Now is where it turns pretty bad. And Zhao goes up to Jinx and is like, why do you want to kill me? Thought it was the humane thing to do. Who sent you? Your mama. And she told me to tell you she's real disappointed in you. Like, what is this? It's horrible. Terrible. So she's about to be like lasered in half, which would be wonderful for me. And Bond saves her in a turtleneck. He's wearing a turtleneck. I just wanted to let you know that. Bond's wearing a turtleneck. And he has a fight with Mr. Kill. And he gets like lasered through the mouth, which is, I guess, kind of cool. I don't know. So, Mr. Kill, he gone. And he's talking to Jinx, and she's like, hello, we're on the same side? Well, then why not fucking tell me that? Or our government tell us this? We're just like walking around like not communicating. Seems kind of waste of time. James, switch it off, or I'm going to be half the girl I used to be. Where'd Graves go? After your friend with the expensive acne. He's back there with the psychedelic light mask. Oh my God, shut up. How many more lines are you going to give me? Stop talking like that. Stop it. Stop. Don't talk again. Do not talk again. If it's going to be one of those little comments that you keep making, like your mama thought it was the humane thing to do, expensive acne, psychedelic light mask, half the girl I used to be. Stop it. And stay stopped it. Now Bond gives a real pun. He says, I think we need Kill to give us a hand to get us out. And they slice off his hand and use the fingerprint thing. Now that's a funny pun. Hey, give us a hand. Not this stupid bullshit that Jinx is spouting out at me. So Bond's hanging out there and Gustav walks in. So you live to die another day. And Gustav says, hey, that's the name of the movie. And now he knows that Tan Sun Moon is Gustav and all that. And he's like, oh, good for you, Bond. Only took you 1,000,000 years. He says, I based Gustav on you. Unjustifiable swagger, crass quips. And Bond's like, wow, what, you don't like my puns? What? Those are fucking dynamite, man. You should be thanking me. Come on. You might not like me, but my jokes are pretty wonderful. Just admit it. East, West, everyone can agree. Much like we can all agree that Madonna's a whore, we can all agree that my comments are pretty funny. And he realizes it's Miranda who betrayed him. Gasp. It's not an inside man, it's an inside woman. And throws in that line about like how Gustav forced that overdose in fencing. I never even noticed that line until this past viewing, and I'm just realizing this line too. I don't even know what the point of it is. So, yeah, I don't know. I got no answers for you. I'm still at a loss. So yeah, he made someone overdose so that Miranda will win gold, and that's it. I guess we're supposed to just keep that with us and hold it close. So I guess I have that information now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that information, but now I have it. So Bond escapes with that little Q ring, like the I don't know. I didn't even go over that ring, but you press the fucking ring to some glass and it shatters. I don't know. It gets you out of hairy situations. So Bond's escaping like in this pod, and they try to start killing him with Icarus, that big laser. And he goes off like a cliff. And I mean, if there's anyone still in attendance at this ice palace, they must be like, Jesus Christ, I thought this thing was for the crops. They're going to kill that handsome man. Don't they know what they're doing? Shit, they should have just killed him right here, right? I mean, it's his last movie. Isn't that what you do for Bond's last movie? You just kill the guy. Assholes. So Bond goes off this cliff, like hooks onto this mountain, try to keep up here, takes the parachute out of the trunk of the pod, takes the bumper from the pod, or the little trunk cover, and he parasurfs because Icarus forms the fucking ice to create a tsunami, basically, and Bond parasurfs with that bumper to safety. And it's the dumbest goddamn moment in any Bond movie ever. It looks like a cartoon character. It's the CGI is so bad. Even if they could have gotten it, like, done it well, it's like, I don't know, man, this isn't even that, I don't know. It's bad. It's really bad. It's, yeah. An all-time low in the franchise is this scene. So, you know. But hey, at least Bond's alive, right? So Jinx gets caught in Miranda's room, and Miranda reveals that she banged Bond. I don't know. He did you? Didn't know he was that desperate. Ugh. And Bond gets back and is vanquished, and this big ice fight ensues with Zhao. Zhao, for some reason, has a gadget-laden car, too. No idea why. I wish Bond actually could have, like, talked to him at some point. Be like, hey, man, what's going on? Why do you have this? What's the deal? What's the deal with your car? He's got machine guns and torpedoes and, like, missiles, explosives come out of the trunk. They got those forklift things that he lifts Bond up with. Like, why do you have this car? Graves is like, all right, you working for me? First things first, you need to get yourself a gadget-laden car. Trust me on this one. You're going to love it. MI6 raves about it. Gadget-laden Jaguar. Jaguar. So yeah, they have this big fight. And it's not bad. I mean, it's so over the top and insane, but like, I don't know. Maybe in the context of this movie, it's like, hey, it's fine, I guess. I do like when Bond gets flipped over and he's sliding upside down, and Zhao fires a missile at him, and he uses the ejector seat to flip the car back right side up. That's kind of cool. Other than that, you know, whatever. But Jinx is about to drown, so, you know, my mouth's watering. I hope she dies. And Bond saves her with his car. He just, like, rams into the ice palace. I mean, I hope no one's still there. I hope all the guests have left. Rams into the ice palace, saves Jinx, and Zhao dies. I can't remember how. He, like, crashes into something and all the ice falls on him, and I don't know. He's dead, though. Trust me. So, gotta pick those diamonds out of his skin and get paid, son. And Bond goes after Graves after that. And his dad, General Moon, Sung Young Moon, was arrested the night before in a coup. I didn't even know that. I didn't know about the OD on steroids, and I didn't know about this. So I've learned some things today. And we've all learned. And the North is like threatening the South, which is kind of what they do every day, I'm assuming, but maybe more so today than usual. And Bond's hanging out with Michael Madsen and him again. Michael Madsen's like, we're here in case things escalate. No incursions into the North. The president gave me a direct order. And Jinx is like, when did that ever stop you before? It's like, I'm sorry, you just disobey the president's orders on the reg? The commander-in-chief of that country. You're just disobeying him like regularly and you still have a job. Who the fuck are you again? I never even got his title. And M's like, well, I don't really give a shit what y'all do. I'm sending my man in. And Michael Madsen's like, well, you think I'm going to leave this to the Brits? Dirty fucking redcoats? Nah. Jinx, you go in there too. And I guess the president will, like, I don't know, shoot him at the end? He should. It's a lot of disobeyed orders, man. You don't just do what you think is right. It's a chain of command. Remember when we talked about chain of command earlier? The North Koreans have it. The Americans have it too. You don't break the chain of command. You just directed an order. All right? And if it doesn't work out, then the president will pay for it. Not cool, Michael Madsen. So Bond and Jinx get on the plane, Gustav's plane, fairly easily. No one even notices that they're there. So that's nice. And Gustav puts on like that electric suit or whatever that like this nerd's been working on all movie. I haven't even mentioned that nerd because he's forgettable. It doesn't matter. Okay? So just drop it. He puts on this like these football pads. It looks like RoboCop. And it like, I guess it controls Icarus? I don't even know what the point of this thing is, actually. Why is he controlling Icarus from this suit? Oh my god. I mean, whenever he turns around, who in the audience does not laugh at this suit? So he reveals himself to his dad. The plan is to use Icarus to cut a path allowing North Korea to invade South Korea. Which I thought the hovercrafts did that. Like, because the minefield was so bad, I thought the hovercrafts just went over that, but I guess not. And I don't even know what the reason for this. So Korea can be united? We can all cheer when Korea is united. Like, they're going through a lot of trouble to invade South Korea, huh? So his dad's not really a fan of this plan. Needless to say. And he should be like, no, I'm not really a fan of this plan, but, can we get to the real topic at hand? What in the fuck are you wearing, man? You look like an asshole. Oh, really? I look like an asshole? Well, you're about to be dead. So he kills his own dad. Well, that's not nice. And after that, sees Bond, and they start having a big fight. And then Miranda comes into, like, the cockpit, and I guess Halle Berry kind of starts steering it into Icarus. So, needless to say, there's a bit of turbulence on that plane.
This is your captain speaking. We'll be experiencing some turbulence as we go through Icarus.
I give you turbulence! So, a big fight ensues with Graves and Bond and Jinx and Miranda. I don't like that Bond's sharing screen time with Jinx and Miranda. Usually you have that one big fight at the end with Bond and the villain, whatever it is. He gets help from this person or that person, whatever. But it's just going between Bond and Jinx the whole time. It's like, dude, this is fucked up. And the girl fight is horrible. I can read your every move. Read this, bitch. Ugh. So Miranda's dead, which I guess is nice. I wish they both would have died. Threw a knife at each other at the same time. Double kill. So Bond and Gustav are fighting as well, and I wish Bond in the middle of it would have also said, hey, Gustav, I've been meaning to tell you, man, that suit, you kind of look like an asshole, man. What's with that? So he gives him purple lightning, just like, he's like the Emperor at this point. Speaking of, I was talking about a Jedi earlier. Maybe it is a Star Wars movie. Jedi was here, the Emperor lightning. It's bad. I mean, just the image of Gustav turning around in that suit, and then Bond being electrocuted. He's covered in purple lightning. It's like, this is what y'all settled on? This is a movie? Good Lord. Meanwhile, I have no idea how this plane isn't crashing. They're going through Icarus, and then they just keep showing the plane, and it's like disintegrating before our eyes. It's on fire. Everything's like blowing away. How are you not dead yet? And it's been like that for 20 minutes. So the fight ends, I can't remember how. Time to face destiny, and Bond says time to face gravity, and he pulls Gustav's parachute, and he comes out the plane and gets disintegrated into a plane engine, which is a pretty great death. No funeral, no casket. I mean, if he has family members on the ground, it's like, was this your cousin, Tan Sun Moon? We need someone from the family to identify him. It's like, well, number one, he changed his appearance before he died, so we didn't even recognize him when he was alive. And number two, this is just like some pudding all over the, like, how am I supposed to identify him? It's like, well, it's just for our paperwork, you know. Just say it's Tan Sun Moon and we can move on. And I guess after he dies, that just turns off Icarus. I guess it just dies with his suit. I don't even know about that. But I don't know. I guess Icarus is gone now. Who the fuck knows? And Bond comes in. He's like, oh, Miranda's dead. And Jinx is like, I think I broke her heart. And they escape in this chopper. I told you I was a Jinx. Shut up! Jesus. How many is it going to be? They're all bad. They're not funny. Stop talking so much. Stop saying those stupid things. Just talk like a normal person. So yeah, they come out of that plane like just dropping at terminal velocity in a chopper, and then they turn it on midway through. Now, I'm no pilot, but I'm not sure if this is going to work out. But it does work out, thank God. And they helicopter to safety. Good for them. Moneypenny, meanwhile, is working late and just starts having sex with Bond. Just randomly. But no, it's virtual reality again, guys. Aren't you glad the last time we see Samantha Bond, her scenes are just comedic virtual reality scenes? There's no, like, back and forth with Bond. Isn't that nice? Jesus Christ. And I like the little back and forth with Moneypenny and Bond. Like, yeah, Moneypenny probably wants Bond a little bit more than Bond wants her, but she always keeps it playful. She never gives it up. She never actually lets him on that, like, yeah, I actually would like to be with you. And Bond, maybe deep down, would like to be with her. But it's a playful thing. This virtual reality thing, like, reveals, like, she's obsessed with him. And that's not fun. I don't want to think that Moneypenny's obsessed with Bond. I think she's a classy lady who, like, hey, Bond, whenever you get serious, let me know. But until then, go fuck yourself. I don't like it. So, there. So she floods all of Q Branch, and they gotta clean up, and everybody grab a mop. So, Bond and Jinx start having sex, as you do, with the diamonds or whatever. We have to get these diamonds back. Still the good guys, huh? Still not sure how good you are. I'm so good, especially when you're bad. It's like, what are you two talking about? Is this dirty talk? I don't even know what this is. But I know that I want y'all to be quiet. God damn. And then we get end credits. Thank God. So there's Die Another Day. It was the biggest moneymaker at the time, like unadjusted for inflation. The reviews actually weren't that bad at the time, and like Rotten Tomatoes still has Die Another Day as like Pierce's second best, which is just wrong. But obviously today, fans regard it as probably the worst movie of them all. I was talking about that Twitter account that compiled like 850 top 25 list of Bond fans, and Die Another Day was last. Every movie has its fans, like people that really love it. Die Another Day is the only movie that I haven't seen big fans of it. I've never seen this in someone's top 3. Certainly not number 1. It was the only movie in that list to never get a number 1 ranking. It's pretty bad, man. However, and I was watching a Calvin Dyson video recently. He was talking about No Time to Die and how he just watched Die Another Day. He was saying how he liked Die Another Day a little bit more because of No Time to Die. And this last viewing, for the first time ever, I was like, no, this isn't a good Bond movie. I wasn't saying like, oh, this is really good. But I was not like, ugh, this is unbearable. I was having fun with it. It's not good. It'll probably never be good. But I don't know. Maybe the Craig era has like made me kind of long for movies like this. So it's like, yeah, it's not great, but at least he's not fucking dying at the end. At least he doesn't have a kid. At least he's not like doing a character study on this guy. It's just 2 hours of fun. They're trying to have fun. The money's on the screen. They're trying. And Pierce is still good. There was a lot that I enjoyed from it. So, I think my last ranking, I had it number 24, second to last. I don't know. It might jump Quantum. It might jump 1 or 2 movies. It's still going to be in my bottom 5 or 6, but it was in the cellar forever, and maybe it won't be for the foreseeable future. Maybe I've found something to like from Die Another Day. Of course, I can find things to like from every Bond movie, but maybe I found more things to like. Well, Cindy Smythe, instead of bitching all the time, how about you say, how could we have changed this movie? How could we have made it better? Well, I'm not really sure. Lose the CGI. Just lose it. It looks so bad, it takes you out of the movie. It's really bad. The pre-title sequence, the parasurfing, Jinx jumping off that building. There's a lot of green screen bullshit, and it looks really bad. Take it out. Lose the Halle Berry cheese. All those terrible lines, take it out. The Icarus laser was kind of stupid and silly, but whatever. I guess I could let that... I mean, whatever. It's not that much crazier than a lot of other Bond villains. I guess it's just the director, too. Like, that slow motion. A lot of times it doesn't feel like a Bond movie. It looks like some... I don't even know what movie. So lose Lee Tamahori. And then you'd have yourself a little bit better movie. Those are just some of the problems. But you lose all that, it's like, okay, that's fun. Good time, whatever. Good Bond movie. But I don't think Die Another Day is going to be well-liked anytime soon. It's a shame. I'm looking for fans. If y'all are out there, let me know. I'm not a fan, but I think Pierce is still good. Miranda Frost was alright, I guess. Again, those quips at the end were so bad, and then Jinx was so bad. But I think they were supposed to do a Jinx spinoff after this. That was the plan at the time. So maybe this was like a springboard for a spinoff. Which, dude, do not waste a goddamn Bond movie doing that kind of shit. Having a springboard for someone else. Just make their own movie then, and leave our Bond movie alone. The Henchman, Mr. Kill, and Zal, they were alright, I guess. Not, whatever. Graves was not great. Stop looking at me with a smoldering look. I'm not going to say it again. Stop it. Actually, there's a fun fact for the end. I'll leave you with this. Gustav Graves, the guy in real life, Toby Stevens, I think is his name. I might be wrong. He reads the Bond books on tape. And he's very good at it. I did From Russia With Love on tape on a long road trip one time, and he was actually very good. So, how about that? Leaving you with a positive, huh? So there's Die Another Day. I don't know, give it another shot. If you want. So, yeah, there. Next time, I don't know, maybe Quantum of Solace. Well, I'm just going through all this shit recently, huh? I've kind of been in the mood to watch Quantum of Solace. I've kind of been in the mood to watch all the Craig movies, which I don't know if I'll ever say that again, but I've been in the mood to just binge all the Craig movies. So I'm definitely going to watch Casino next week during the 60th anniversary, and I wouldn't mind following it up with Quantum. And I don't know, see if it's improved at all. So, until then, we'll see you next time. Madonna's a whore.